I'm John Pitzaferro. I'm the founder and CEO of MyWell Ministry. MyWell is a non-for-profit software company that processes payments and donations for churches. I was inspired to start MyWell back in 2009 here at Willow, listening to a message about someone using their business as their ministry. Dick and Terry Greenlee of Water 4, and how they used their well drilling business as their ministry and started drilling wells in Africa for free with some of the profits from their secular business. That inspired me to look for what my well could be, and my well was donations, payments. I'm in the payment processing business, and so I decided to process payments for churches for our cost and not make any profit on those transactions. We started at Willow, and now we process for some of the largest churches in the country. We started a software company to be able to support all that. Our rates are typically lower than every other secular business that does it, and yet we still have the best service and the best technology. So we've assembled an awesome team, and they're just giving their guts for the church. It took a lot of faith and a lot of courage to start our 501c3 of MyWell Ministry and take on some of the biggest well-funded companies in payments. But I would call it more obedience than courage. I just felt called to do this. I felt like God was telling me, hey, I blessed you with all this stuff. Why don't you use some of it to honor me? So we've saved nonprofits about $40 million so far. Our goal for next year is to get to $100 million. And to God be the glory. So the pandemic has not caused us to pivot. However, it has shown that when the church body cannot gather, generally, they're not going to be able to collect donations and tithes either. So systems like MyWell are really the only way for a lot of people to be able to continue to be faithful with their tithe. We believe that giving is an act of worship. So there has to be a way to continue to do that worship, even if we're not meeting in person for a while. Well, MyWell is continually changing, because churches are continually changing, continually needing different features and functionality. Anything that a church asks for, we're trying to deliver. So it's constantly changing. When you ask what our goals are in the future, we're just going to continue to do what we do. We offer this gift of processing to churches. If they accept it, great. If they don't accept it, eventually they probably will. I think God speaks to everyone. I think that not everyone gets quiet enough always to hear it, but when you can get to a quiet spot and just listen to what God is trying to say to you, everyone has a well of their own that they can dip into and honor God with. Everyone. So it's just a question of getting quiet and hearing what God has to say about it, I think.